It's right through the middle, untouched, and then it's picked off. It's intercepted on the play at the 40-yard line.
Blocked, and it was Bobby Wagner.
Intercepted by Bobby Wagner, and this may be 100 yards. He will take it the distance.
Welcome back to First Take, coming to you live from the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase. Our next guest is a Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, and one of the best defensive players in the NFL. Seahawks linebacker Bobby Wagner joins us now from Seattle. Hey, thanks for joining us, Bobby. What's up?
What's up, guys? Appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Now, I don't want to start on the bad stuff, but I got to ask you about that loss to the breezeless Saints at home. I know, we got to go there real quick, but you did your part. You did your part, a career-high 18 tackles, but what problems did the Saints give you guys in that game?
I think what happened, we missed a lot of tackles. We hurt ourselves a lot. There was moments where defensively we could have got off the field, and I think we, lined up over the center and brought us back on the field. They ended up scoring. But I think the missed tackles were huge for us. They got out early and it was hard for us to catch up, ran out of time. But I think it was learning for our young guys, learning for, a reminder for our old guys that, if you don't come out ready to play, then you can get beat.
Right, so now you got Arizona with a struggling Kyler Murray. As a great defensive player, how do you avoid that kind of complacency or mentality where you're going up against an inferior squad, but they have a dynamic quarterback? How do you make sure to win those games you're supposed to win?
Well, you gotta remind the guys that, everybody's professional for a reason. So they all preparing, everybody's trying to come out and win, and you can't underestimate anybody. We got we're facing a rookie quarterback. But he's shown some signs that he can really get off if you allow him to get off. So we can't allow him to do that. I feel like this is a good chance for us to show how we can bounce back and, how we can not let a loss affect us. And, that's what we got to do. We got to use it as a learning opportunity and come out and just get a good divisional win on the road.
My brother, it's good to see you, my man. It's good to see you.
What's up with it? What's
going on? Let's get right to
it.
I'm going to try to look smooth. I appreciate you, bro. Let me ask you this question. We used to look at the Seattle Seahawks, and it was a foregone conclusion the defense is elite. Obviously, it was just a matter of whether or not Russell Wilson could do his thing on offense. But that sort of changed where the days of the Legion of Boom have not been discussed, obviously, as much. The Rams have had control of the NFC West the last couple of years. As a defense, how do you guys view yourselves at this particular juncture, particularly in comparison to the mystique you once had just a few years ago?
I think it's hard to compare us to what we were, because, we don't have the same guys. We had a lot of amazing players on our team, and not to say we don't, but, we had Sherm, Cam, all those guys, and we was able to play together for a long time. And, we got that camaraderie. We were able to really grow together. And so now you're kind of seeing, us growing together again. That you're looking at that process where, we trying to, get that camaraderie that we had. And so I feel like that's kind of where we're at. I feel like we can be a really, really good defense. I feel like the numbers can speak for themselves. And we just have to figure out a way to be consistent and, still do our job. I still feel like this is a defensive team, and I still feel like we're going to get a Rams a run for their money.
Bobby, let's talk about quarterbacks right now because there are so many quarterbacks doing well this season. It kind of feels like Russell Wilson might be getting overlooked. You tell us, as someone who's right there with him, what's something that Russell has that no other quarterback does in this league?
I just think, his ability to just be positive and just make plays. If you see, the last game, you're watching, we're down, whatever we're down, but he's still finding a way to make plays, still finding a way to escape. And, he can beat you with his legs, he can beat you with his arm, and, he can find the open receiver. So I feel like, we have a lot of quarterbacks doing amazing things, but, I always feel like towards the end of the season, everybody puts respect where respect is due.
Okay, I got to be the guy to ask this question. It's like whenever a Seahawk comes on, we got to ask this question. Stephen A. has talked about in the past on this show the fact that the Super Bowl went down the way it did because there was a feeling that they wanted Russell Wilson to be the man. They should have given the ball to beast mode. I'm in that camp. I think they should have given the ball to beast mode, and it divided the locker room and tore apart the foundation, other than Russell Wilson and you, actually, of what made that team great. How do you feel about that whole situation today?
I feel like it's in the past, man. We done moved on from it. At least I have. I've moved on from it. Would I have loved for them to give Marshawn the ball? Of course I would have loved them to give Marshawn the ball, but I'm not over there calling the plays. And so, I felt like with anything, we were relatively young when that happened. So, you're going to go through some growing pains with that. And I felt like, we moved on from it. You can't keep holding on. If you keep thinking about what Super Bowl we could have won, we'll never get another Super Bowl, be back at that point. So, it is what it is to me because you can't change it. It's done. So, me and Stephen A. talk about it a lot. I've moved on from it. It's not really a big deal now. Maybe something I look back whenever my career is done. But I'm hoping that we get to that point again and we'll make a different decision that time.
Last question here, Bobby. How worried are you as to whether or not you guys will ever get back to another Super Bowl, considering so many of the great offensive players that we're witnessing right now? We're looking at a Dak Prescott, the way that he's balling. We know the potential to Carson Wentz. Aaron Rodgers is still there, okay? In the AFC, Patrick Mahomes is tearing it up. And, of course, Tom Brady still exists. Do you find that the challenge of capturing a Super Bowl in this era is more difficult than maybe it's ever been?
No, I don't think so. I think it's still, who is hot at the right time. A lot of people, they peak in the beginning of the season and then they fall off towards the end. And you have that one team that you don't expect much from. And then at the end, they come out and surprise you. So I think it's, who can, catch fire at the right time and, be clicking, at the right time. Because, we can catch, one of those teams that you mentioned and they can be off their game. And that's all it takes for us to get them out or defeat them. And so, that's the name of the game is you got to be on your game all the time. And, I feel like we'll be on our game when the time comes.
All right, Bobby, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And good luck the rest of the season.
You'll see me soon. You'll see me soon,
Appreciate
bro.
it, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got to put a suit on, too, so we look the same, man.
That's right. Please, I have no shot at looking anything like you. You actually have a physique. I'm working on it.
Play defense like that. Right. You wear whatever you want.
You're doing just fine in your sweatshirt.
I mean, I'll give you my push-up plan.
Please do. I need it. Once I recover from this torn rotator cuff,
right.
I need it.
Didn't you just have therapy this morning?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
All right, good luck this season. Thank you so much.
50-year-old man
Has
trying to
King
box
James been surpassed by Patrick, Michigan? Now, we just heard from his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, making another stop on his AB press tour, this time trying to keep the door open on the star receiver's NFL career. Now, guys, Antonio Brown is currently under investigation by the NFL. It's unlikely that a team would make a move to sign him until the investigation is over and any punishment is decided on. So, understanding that, Stephen A., if AB ever becomes eligible to play again, which team could you see giving him a chance?
Well, giving him a chance, I don't know. Who should consider it? Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Why?
What I mean by that is this. Obviously, it would take an incredible level of contrition, to be apologetic about all the nonsense that you engaged in, all the things that you put people through. It wasn't like he didn't produce while he was doing that. When he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, 6 consecutive seasons of a minimum of 101 receptions, 6 consecutive seasons of a minimum of 1,284 or 87 yards, one season, 1,698 yards, another season, 1,834 yards, another season, 1,533 yards, another season, 1,499 yards. His brother was a monster, producing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What he did in terms of his behavior, to me, was unconscionable. And that's before you even get into the legal nonsense that he's got himself involved in. But if he sat up there and really acknowledged, sincerely, how wrong he was to Mike Tomlin, to Big Ben